Setting my island is a lot more work than I thought. I don't know why I thought when starting this I could complete a Christmas island within 25 days while creating videos. I can barely hold it together for real life deadlines. But this is not a place for stress. No. This is a happy space filled with festive cheer and a solid love for Christmas. I want nothing more than to be just shut in my Animal Crossing bubble, creating Christmas. If I fail at this, I'll have ruined Christmas for myself. Oh god. So since I've done a lot of clearing today, like look at all this space, I thought I could start looking at some Christmassy paths that I might want to use for my island. Look at all this space. So we're going to have a look at some Christmassy paths, you can see a little bit there. And then I might start designing my housing area since I've cleared the centre. I'll have to move my orchard. But yeah, we can start moving houses and building Christmassy town, which is exciting. So let's go look at some paths. So here we have the path, but candy canes and Christmas baubles and holly, and there's like a snowy edge, so I don't know how it looks with the snow, but I quite enjoy it because of the little details, and there's 3 different middles, which is quite nice. I'll be posting all the codes down in the corner somewhere, and I'll also leave them in the description box so you can all go find some paths if this is what you desire. So we have the snow version of the path, and I quite like this one. This one comes with like a fishing hole, and like you can pretend you've like worn down this area because you've been fishing in this hole for like hours on end without catching anything. And then there was another one that had little paw prints in it, which is adorable, so I do highly recommend checking this one out because it's adorable. However, I think this would only work if the island was covered in snow. It looks a little odd that with the grass, like, you know, who would just keep the snow on the path and not on the grass? It seems a little odd to me, but I do like it, it's very sweet. So highly recommend if you constantly have your island covered in snow, which I'm yet to properly experience. So here we have a version of the path that's ice with candy canes and baubles and little leaves around the edges. There is a version by the same creator where it's completely plain, but I love the decorations around the edge. I think they're super sweet, and I really enjoy the little snowflakes like you can see around the edges. They're adorable. And I just love that they could be like, you could ice skate on this or something, you know, like a frozen pond. It'd be beautiful. A very nice touch, but again, I don't think it would work unless your island was covered in snow, which mine is currently not. But it will be, hopefully, on Christmas Day. I'm going to be so upset if it's not snowing on Christmas Day. That'd be really disappointing. This version of the path makes me feel super festive. I love the fairy lights around the edge. I love the little candy canes. I love the red and green dots. I kind of want to consider them as like gummy drop things, but there is like a version or an alternative where you don't need to have the dots. You can have it just a plain white. And you can have different edges as well with this one. There's a lot of alternatives, and I think that's very nice that the creator has provided all these different options for people to have. It's very nice. And again, this one would only work if the island was covered in snow, but you know what? It's really cute, so it's fine. It'll be fine. I love it. It's adorable. Like, I love the little details, like in each light there's a light, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just a red or green blob, there's like an actual light inside the light. It's adorable. I love it. This one is like the classic path, but with snowflakes. It's adorable. There is a lighter version as well, but I went for the darker version because I just visually enjoy the darker version of the path than the light version. I don't know why, I just think it's more appealing. And with this one you can get all these different types of edges as well, so there's a few alternatives and you can create like different shapes with the path. I think it's very cute. I like the detail in the snowflakes. It's very nice. I mean, I don't think I'm going to use this one, but I do think it's very, very cute and so it's worth mentioning. Now, although this doesn't seem that Christmassy, I couldn't not put it in because it's so beautiful. I love the flowers around the edge. It doesn't have many variations, but it's so beautiful and so sophisticated and elegant. I had to put it in. There's a lot more other designs by the same creator that are all stunning, and so I definitely recommend just checking out all of their designs in general, but I needed to put this path in because I think it would fit in with a winter island because it's white and it's beautiful, but I think it's so detailed. Like, I wonder if I could just like zoom in. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. Look at this. It's beautiful. I'm kind of bummed that the flowers, like there isn't a version with the flowers like all over the path. I think I would have really enjoyed that, but I do love the edging. I just love it. I think it would look really nice with snow. It's a very unique path and I don't ever see anything like this. I mean, it's in the shape of the path, but I love it. I think it's great. It's so beautiful. I think out of all of them, this one might be my favourite. I love it. Look at all the gingerbread men! And there's like candy canes and stuff too, but look at all the gingerbread men. Let me zoom in. Ooh, yeah, look at that. So, the only qualm I have with this one is that I don't really like the shape of the edges. But, look how cute it is. I think it is quite realistic in how snow would actually be shoveled away, if that makes sense. And it's just, look, you can have like a gingerbread man and his little legs broken, and I just love it. I think this one's a really nice one, and I am probably most likely going to use this one in my island somewhere. There's two different versions of the middle, so you can have the gingerbread man or just having plain. I do wish there was some like alternative edgings, but maybe I'll just make my own to fit in with it. Yeah, I really like it. I think it's very sweet, very Christmassy, very festive. It ticks all of my boxes. So this one isn't particularly festive, but I included it because it's like the frosty version of the path. This creator has made created lots of other designs, and they do have a lighter version of this, but I prefer the dark version. And I like it because it's so simple, but it's kind of got a bit of frost to it, so I thought I would include it just because I could. I guess this one could be more for those people who don't want to overdo it with the Christmas decorations, and having a path that's festive along with all the Christmas decorations might be a bit much for some people, and having a plain path is perfectly acceptable. And I thought I'd show you this option of this wonderful frosty path, and you can have the hole in the middle as well as the normal like patch. I think it's very sweet. I do love it. Now this one is quite wintry. It's very, very blue, which I'm assuming is kind of like ice coloured, though it's very vibrant. I'm unsure whether I'm going to use it on my island, but I do like the vibrancy of the colour, and I love the little snowflakes. I think it's quite a general path. It's not particularly aimed towards Christmas, more to do with the winter season, and I think that's wonderful. The creator does also have paths with more of a floral theme, which are awfully cute. They're adorable, so I do highly recommend checking those out as well. And with this path, it's only these. There's only one type of centerpiece, but I think that's okay. So this path may be a little similar to a few that I've shown beforehand, but I think it is wonderful. I love the little candy canes on this side and the baubles on the other side. It's a very nice shape. I know that's probably a very weird thing to compliment on a path, but it's a nice shape, and With the snowy edge, I hope it'll blend in with the snow quite well. And I love that there are like the green baubles on the sides as an extra piece. I think that's wonderful. There is only one centrepiece. There isn't alternatives, but I think it's very nice, very simple. If you had a little wider, I think it would be a very nice area to walk on. It's very cute. I do enjoy it very much. Especially this little star. This little star is all I need in the world. Look, it's so cute. It's adorable. This creator also has designed some Christmas pieces in clothing versions, and they're very cute, so please go and check them out if you're interested in Christmassy clothes. I know this isn't very festive either, but I thought a brick path is a very signature look of a Christmas town. So I found this little brick path in the version of The Path, and I quite like it. I think there are other like many other brick designs out there that might be a bit more suitable, but I do like the colours. I like the odd greyish colour tile, and I do like that it's in the shape of the path. I'm not quite sure if it really fits. I'm not really sure about the edging, but I think the idea of having a brick path for Christmas is quite nice. Might be a little better than having a dirt path. But I guess it's up to you and the style of your island. Now, speaking of bricks, this is slightly more within the festive season, but the edges are quite straight. Although I don't really mind that particularly. I thought it was a very cute idea to have frozen bricks. And if you can see, there's little like penguin feet on some of the bricks. So you can either have a plain middle piece, or you can have it with the feet paw print pattern things, which is very cute. And I like that it'll blend in with the snow. I think it's a very cute design. So I'm looking forward to trying to find a place to use this. Maybe I'll have just random frozen bricks somewhere. Although I don't think there's a transparent pixel in any of these designs, so I'm not sure whether they'll overlay on top of existing paths. I'll have to test it out. But if you don't need to overlay it over a certain path and you're interested in having frozen bricks, I do highly recommend this one. It's so sweet. There's all these different coloured bricks, and I don't know. It's very nice. I like how it's been designed. I thought it was pretty cool. Look at the little feet prints. They're adorable. I think the creator called the footprint pattern like Pingu feet or something. And I remember Pingu from when I was like 4 watching it on the TV. So I couldn't not put it in, you know? Had to. Couldn't help myself. Now this one is festive and green and all things wonderful. I've moved away a bit from the snow and the cold, and I like this path as it could potentially blend in with the grass if your island is also covered in snow, kind of, but also it kind of works with the grass maybe because it's green. Maybe. I don't know. But I think it's very festive, so if, like, I can imagine this pathway leading towards something at the end and Christmas trees being either side of it. I think it's a very wonderful path, and I love that there's something on each tile. You have 2 options of middle pieces, so you have the presents one or the one with the reindeer and the candy cane. I'm not really sure what this is in the bottom here. I think they're mittens, but I've never seen them tied up together like that, so I'm not really sure. I like the little bell. It's very sweet. I do love it very much. I say that to all of them. So if you guys are looking for something a little less frosty, then maybe this is where you should be heading. And here we are with some more bricks. I included this one because I thought it kind of reminded me of a brick path when you've like removed all the snow and there's just sludge left. And I could imagine this being like surrounded by snow and it being a sludgy pathway to a town or something, and that's why I've included it basically. I think it's pretty cool, and it just reminds me of Christmas shopping. When you go outside and it's all snowy and sludgy and you've got to like get to your destination. I think it's really nice. And I like how the bricks kind of fade away at the edges. There are a few alternatives that the creator has made, and so you can have a lot of fun with these bricks. And I hope someone out there enjoys them as much as I do. Last but not least, I've included this wooden version of the path. It's not particularly festive or Christmassy in theme, but I thought it was a nice alternative if you wanted something a bit more plain, a bit more basic, and something that allows maybe the snow, when this island's covered in snow, the snow to peek through, as there's quite a few gaps in between the planks. You can go for a version where there isn't as many gaps, but I quite enjoy that the grass and the snow underneath can come through, and it'll blend nicely into your island. So now that we've seen some of the wonderful paths that are available to us for our Christmas island fiasco, I'm just going to move Abel's so we can get busy with creating the town centre. So I'm going to start at the centre and work my way out. I think I kind of know what I want the centre to look like, so let's see where I go with this. I know I definitely want the fountain in the middle, and then I quite like the idea of having like some roads splitting off from the main centre and the white lampposts being behind. I'll try and recreate what I'm imagining in my head, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I mean. Okay, this looks awful. I don't like it. I don't know what to do. So this is currently what I've done, or what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of putting a Christmas tree here, or something Christmassy, or just maybe a normal tree. Little sticky out island. The stone path is only temporary at the moment. And then I'm thinking of having like the shops on like a first tier in this kind of area. And then I want some houses on the highest tier over here, kind of, and some more houses on the highest tier over here, basically where the Abel shop currently is. But I don't know, because that's kind of close to resident services. Oh, look at Freckles just having a little nap. That's adorable. That's the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Oh my gosh. It's kind of close to resident services, which might be a problem. So, oh, I'm stuck. So I might have to change my idea, basically, which will be a shame because I quite like the idea, but I'm going to get way too close to resident services. So I could switch it and flip it so the houses are this side, and then have like a green space towards resident services. I'm not sure, but either way I want 4 houses on each side, and then that leaves 2 houses to be like kind of down on the ground tier. So I think I was going to have a house this side and then a house like at the bottom here somewhere, or maybe both houses this side. But it's going to have to change because it's getting too close to resident services. I'm not going to have enough room for all the houses because I want every house to have a yard. I'm going to have to rethink. I think I'm going to get rid of my old play park and flip this to be the other side and see what I think then. Has anyone else noticed that the vibrations for when you dig on the dirt and then dig on the sand are different? Like, the vibrations are so much stronger when you dig on the dirt, and then on the sand it's like barely anything, which is a really cool little thing about the game that I've only just noticed. Okay, so it's a bit later and I've managed to swap the sides around of my terraforming, and I think it'll turn out a lot better because it was getting very close to resident services and I don't think I wanted it to be that close. but I'm getting kind of tired of terraforming, so I'm just going to take a quick break, and I think we'll go do another random dream address. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a villager hunt because Cheri is moving out, and so I'll be looking for a new villager to join us on our island. And then I'll also be doing a day where I visit Christmas Island because it's very Christmassy, but I might do that like later on, like maybe on the 10th of December. If you have any Christmas islands to recommend, do comment below or tweet me, show me all of these wonderful festive islands, and maybe we'll visit some. But for now, we're just going to go for a random dream address. So yesterday we visited an unfinished island which has some pretty cute features in it, but I'm hoping maybe this time we'll get a finished island. Not gonna lie, I kind of want to happen upon a spooky island. I'm ready. I wish you could categorise dreams, like you could have cottagecore or kidcore or Halloween, Christmas, and you could categorise them, so you could, like, you know when you select a song from KK Slider and he gives you like different like categories. I think you should be able to do that with the dream address. I think that would be really cool. Cinnabar, oh that's hopeful. Sounds Christmassy. I want to look at the flag. I always look at the flag. I'm so interested by people's flags because it's what people have chosen to represent their island. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't know whether I'm just being really stupid. It looks... Maybe is it the sea and then like... I don't know. Is it the map? I'm not sure. Anyway, we have Rebecca. Rebecca, our island representative. We have Curly, Fritter, Ketchup, Flurry, Soleil, not sure about that one, Zucker, Gladys, oh Toby, yes, Marshall, and Drago, don't know. Oh, pink flowers, yes. Oh, and all of these are the new items, aren't they? I haven't seen these yet. I like them. I love the tents. That's so cute. Okay, and we have like a nice picnic area. So this must be a recently updated one to have those new items. Hello, Rebecca. So we have a couple of houses down here. We have a beautiful orchard full of all these fruit trees. Wow. That's a lot of fruit. And with the cute little signs, that's adorable. I wonder if they've put where they can get those from. Is it a teddy bear land up here? I love the teddy bears. I want to see what's happening over here. Oh, we have what they call the Celeste items, the magical stars, the Wanderers of the Universe items. I really like the Aquarius one. I'm excited to get my Aquarius urn. Oh, we have space. Oh, SpaceX. Very cool. You have the little like rover machine and the astronaut. And the moon. Got the museum here. Oh, here are our shops. Oh, look at the little dollhouse. Oh, you can get different colours. I got the yellow one today. It looks like they need the yellow one. If this is you or someone you know, let them know that they can come get my yellow dollhouse if they want it. Since we've come to visit the islands. I do like all the dogs. Do they do something? Oh, that's adorable. What about the robot? Oh, what does the pop-up book do? Obviously it pops up the helicopter. Very cool. Skeletrix. Oh, the dollhouse lights up. That's cool. The dinosaur is like doing the Running Man. Oh, we've got like a part gym, part office. So you can sit and have like your Zoom calls while watching TV. Nice. And then you can do all your work here on the chair. You've got all the posters of all of your villager friends. A trophy cabinet to celebrate all your achievements. And then a gym to work out because you've been so stressed about life, and being able to calm yourself down with some exercise is really beneficial for your well-being. This is honestly the position I wake up in. Seriously, it is. So I think I'm going to end this vlog here. I will be back tomorrow, and I hope you do return to see how I progress with my Christmas island. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment and subscribe. Chat to me on Twitter. Chat to me into the comments. I love to hear feedback, and if you have any comments, suggestions, dream addresses, anything at all, please let me know, and I will catch you in the next one. Happy holidays!